is a place for members of the general public to have access to cloud storages and services. It provides a multi-tenant storage environment where global data centers store users' data. It is well suited for unstructured data. The provider of the cloud services allows its customers access to applications and storage for free up until a certain point. Oftentimes, the services use a data limit as the threshold between free usage and paid usage. Private cloud computing is an on-premise cloud service for firms that provides the same benefits of the public cloud but is provided only to a single organization. That means that data and programs are shared only between members of that firm that have access to the clouds used in that firm. They are often protected by that firm's firewall in order to protect the data that is usually sensitive to that firm. Private cloud services are best reserved for firms that have dynamic, changing computing or data needs. This is because the private cloud can be customized to fit the firm's needs directly. Lastly, there's the hybrid cloud model. The hybrid cloud is a blend of the private and public cloud services. This blend allows firms to shift workloads between public and private cloud services. Oftentimes, more secure and centralized data is kept on private cloud services, while large, unstructured streams of data are typically kept using public cloud storage. This allows firms greater flexibility and more data deployment options. Now we're going to talk about some popular cloud computing services. Some of the most widely utilized cloud computing services today are Google Drive, Microsoft Office Online, Dropbox, and the Apple iCloud. So starting with Google Drive. This is Google's version of the public cloud. It gives everyday users access to Google's cloud-based storage and applications with an ease of use that is fitting for basic users. It uses Google's cloud platform to run a variety of applications including Google Sheets, Gmail, Google Docs, and Google Slides. And there are many other applications. The next we're going to talk about is Microsoft Office Online. Office Online is a recently developed web-based version of Microsoft's popular local programs. These programs offered include Excel, Access, Publisher, and other popular Microsoft Office programs. These programs take the interface and accessibility of Microsoft's local programs and allows users to run them purely through the web. This means that the data is no longer stored on the user's computer, but it is stored on Microsoft's cloud, which lets users create, share, and save data using these Office programs online. Next, we have Dropbox, another very popular public cloud service. It is another cloud service that allows users to store and access files anywhere with connectivity. It is a safe place for sharing and storing all of your photos, videos, files, and data. And lastly, we have the Apple iCloud. The iCloud is Apple's version of a public cloud service. It is designed specifically for use by Apple products. It gives users limited space on which to store their personal files. It offers many programs just like Google, including Slides, Sheets, and a word processing program. It also offers iCloud users an application called Find My iPhone, which is a tracking app that allows one to find their phone if it is misplaced. The iCloud, although designed for Apple users, allows web-only access for those who do not use Apple products. Advantages of using the cloud: productivity, cost, maintenance, security, and accessibility are some advantages of using the iCloud. So some advantages of using the cloud. So advantages include increased productivity, decreased cost, decreased maintenance costs, and increased security and accessibility. Productivity is typically increased by use of the cloud because users can work on the same project at the same time, allowing more progress and collaboration from individuals. These programs also do not need to be downloaded, so the files and data can be accessed anywhere with an internet connection and on any device that allows for internet connectivity. Costs are often reduced when firms switch to cloud-based services instead of local programs. This is because purchasing the cloud services often cuts down on the costs needed to purchase large amounts of software to run local programs. It also decreases maintenance costs because the cloud service provider does the maintenance on their own servers, rather than the company having to pay for maintenance directly on their own software. Costs for cloud services are usually usage-based, and this means that a company can drastically cut down on their costs by paying for only the cloud services that it uses. Often reduce maintenance costs for firms, as stated in the cost section. This is because there is no installation necessary and the service providers cover all maintenance because all of the data is stored on their servers. The cloud services also increase the security and accessibility of data and files stored on the cloud. This is because storing data on the cloud centralizes the data, which increases the security of the data rather than storing it on local networks. This centralization of data also makes it much easier to access the data. Cloud providers also have increased resources and skills to provide higher security levels for data stored on their servers. Now to cover some disadvantages of the cloud. Some disadvantages include downtime, bandwidth drawbacks, and security. So downtime is when a cloud service temporarily goes out of service. This happens occasionally, which restricts users from accessing their files for a certain amount of time. It can be because of a technical issue, or it could be the service provider providing needed maintenance to their cloud servers. Either way, this is bad for the firms who pay for the services because it means they lose the ability to access their files and data that they pay to store on the cloud. Disadvantage is bandwidth drawbacks. Cloud providers often allow firms to use a certain amount of bandwidth. The firms pay for this certain amount of bandwidth. If firms exceed their allotted amount of bandwidth, they often face heavy penalties. This is much like today in cell phone data plans, when the cell phone company gives you a certain amount of data per month that you pay for. And if you go over what you pay for, you have a very steep price to pay. And lastly, security can also be a disadvantage. Although it was stated as an advantage before, I'm going to tell you how it can be both. So cloud service providers often have increased resources to prevent violations in security and data storage. But this doesn't mean that their services are impenetrable. Having all of the data stored in one place can be a tempting chance for one to hack into the servers of a cloud company in order to steal data that is stored within the servers. However, these cloud companies are very skilled and prudent when it comes to preventing the loss of their data. So in conclusion, you can see that the world is moving increasingly towards a world of only cloud-based products. Just look around you in a classroom, a lecture hall, or an office, and you'll see many cloud products being utilized. This shows that consumers and firms alike are taking advantage of the cloud services provided to them in order to advance the world of business and technology. This is largely in part of the ability of the cloud to allow users to expand and share data and knowledge quicker and easier and more efficiently than ever before. And this is all thanks to the cloud.